recently built myself a deck and found myself needing outdoor outlets on that deck. However, you don't need a deck in order to utilize this video. If you need outdoor outlets, then this video will show you how I did it. Know that a lot of people's first choice is to run conduit because you need it to be watertight. However, there is a different path, and I show you those things if you don't want to go through the hassle of running conduit. Now in my situation, I'm going to be taking power from my garage. So I went and first located the panel and then figured out a path to go from the panel out to my situation, which is an outdoor deck I just built. To do this, I ran a new wire through an existing conduit, fished through the walls, and made connections. Now I already have an existing conduit line here, but if you didn't, the whole premise to take away is to run a straight line, or as straight as possible, to the side that you're trying to get power to. Personally, I love push-in wire connectors, but with most, stranded wire bends and frays when you push it in. With these ideal Ensure lever connectors, you raise the lever and stranded slips right in, no problem. Then with stranded or solid, removing wire is easy as releasing the lever. Once I had the exterior wiring almost done, I made my way to the outside. First, I cut a hole in the drywall, size for a plastic access panel. The panel's gonna cover the hole later and save me the trouble of patching drywall. This is just a garage. Then I bored a hole diagonally through the concrete, aiming to pop out through the rim of the deck. This definitely took a while. With the boring job done, pun intended, I fed cable up to my garage and made final connections. By the way, these are my favorite wire strippers because they have notches that cut the Romex jacket fast and easy. They're made by Ideal, and I'll leave a link in the description. I installed a GFCI here in the garage wall. Something a lot of people don't know about GFCIs is you have a line and a load side that you need to pay attention to when you're making your connections. So I did all my incoming power to the line terminals and the outgoing to the load terminals. With the GFCI in place, all downstream outlets under my deck are going to be protected. One last thing inside, this cable hole is definitely a perfect pathway for pests. So I sealed it with DAP's Barrier Multi-Project Foam. This is an expanding foam that is a 4-way protection, not only good for all season, but it's good for water, draft, and for pests. Your critters aren't going to want to chew through it. With the cabling outside, I could finally wire the deck, which is the easy part of this project. Now, of course, the big issue with electricity under a deck is that it has a chance to get wet, and electricity and water absolutely don't mix. And that's why you see a lot of people utilizing conduit and running Romex through it, because you just need it to be watertight. And that definitely works, like I said in the beginning, but a different option is to switch from Romex over to something called UF. When running UF, you follow all the same rules you would with Romex indoors. For example, UF has to be supported every 4.5 feet along joists. When running across joists, you can bore holes through them to run cable through. To avoid weakening joists, you want to keep your holes within the middle third. Or you can skip all of that drilling by going under the joist. But if you do that, you need a continuous 2x or 1x to staple the cable to. When you get to the outlet locations, you'll need exterior junction boxes. Exterior boxes are watertight, of course, but I like to drill an 1/8-inch weep hole at the bottom. That way, if water does get in, it can drain out. Stripping the jacket off UF is kind of a pain. I separate the 3 wires with pliers, then cut the jacket off using the largest notches on my wire strippers. Where cables enter the box, you'll need a watertight glands designed for UF cable. You just screw the gland on the box. Insert the cable and then tighten the nut to compress the rubber gasket around the cable. And remember that exterior outlets require an in-use cover. Now let me walk you through what the outlets need to look like actually on the deck. Here is my UF that comes up where I want an outlet. I'm gonna be placing these near the base of my post because I want a golf simulator to be ran out this way, so I'm keeping it low to the ground. You can't just stick UF or any cabling in a cut-off piece of conduit like this. You need a male threaded coupler. However, I don't want to go to the underside of the deck and show you, so the way that it would work is this would be mounted underneath the deck boards like so. And then this, you would feed up your wiring, UF, into the junction box and then screw it wherever you want. Now you can grab whatever outlet you want. I'm personally going to go with some that have USBs on them and then make all of your connections like normal. Now, if you're going to be outside, it is required by code to have some sort of covering. In fact, let me walk you down to this next outlet that is complete and show you. So here's the in-use cover, and this is required for any external outlet, and what this does is it lets you keep something plugged in, and that's why they call it in use. But then the cover will prevent any water from getting in. Now underneath the deck is where you see my, well you don't see, but it's where I put my male threaded coupler, and then the UF comes up here. I made all of my terminations inside here. And then this is going to allow me to plug it in, be in use, and not be creating any sort of hazards. And then you see on the top of these boxes, I even have a threaded port here. And there is a plug down there that water can't get inside this box, but should I ever want to extend more outlets in the future, I could just run conduit up and then go out whichever ways. I know electricity can be a little bit intimidating. Definitely check with your local codes, and there's nothing wrong with if wiring is not for you, then definitely hiring it out. But if you do want to tackle it yourself and just want the basic how-tos, then know that I have an entire playlist on many different situations where I've pulled power or extended it or installed 240. So I'll leave you a link to that playlist down in the description. Hope that you found some good tips and tricks and alternatives to running conduit if you're looking for something outdoor and watertight. Leave me a comment, watch the deck series if you haven't seen it already, and I'll see you on my next video, guys.